My name is Sejal Hathi, and I am 19 years old.
Great. And what are you doing and what have you done in the past to make the world a better place?
So I've engaged in a lot of different activities to try and shape the world into something that I appreciate and that I hope other youth can appreciate, and something good. But one of my primary passions has been my involvement with my organization, Girls Helping Girls. So about 4 years ago now, when I was 15, I founded an international NGO called Girls Helping Girls to empower all girls around the world to change the world and make their vision for the world a reality. And in the past few years, we have trained and mobilized over 30,000 young women in 20 countries to create innovative, substantive, and collaborative social change. So our organization it's completely run by girls my age and younger, and the purpose essentially is to build that sisterhood of changemakers working together to combat common hardships and realize common aspirations. And it's incredibly exciting, inspiring, and humbling to be able to work with girls of all backgrounds and on issues that we all care about.
And what are some ways you do that? What are some of the things that you do with Girls Helping Girls?
So we run a variety of programs. One of them is a social venture incubator program that provides one-on-one mentorship, seed funding, toolkits, and other resources to aspiring change makers who want to start their own NGO, who want to launch their own product line, who want to start their own business. And these girls are provided with mentorship from what we call peace ambassadors, who are girl social entrepreneurs from anywhere in the world who have had success and who are willing to offer, their advice and guidance to those budding peacemakers in their region, geographic region. Another one of our programs, Raise It Up, is a unique micro-lending awareness program that teaches girls in the U.S. about microfinance and then partners them with a sister team of women who are trying to start their own business. And so the girls in the U.S. raise funds to provide as loans to these women. They maintain a steady relationship. Another one of our programs is Fund for Respect, and what that does is it raises funds for and also helps run holistic arts-based education programs for trafficking victims in South Asia. And so there's a lot of components to that. And then finally, we have what's called Empower a Girl, which is a unique sister team program that partners groups of girls in the U.S. with groups in developing countries to learn about one of our 4 global goals and then create social change projects that address those goals through a cultural exchange program. It's a 1-year-long program, and it's been quite successful. So those are the initiatives that we operate. Girls can get involved in, as you can see, an established program or start their own with our mentorship. We're currently, however, in the process of a major redesign. We're getting a new website, new logo, completely new program model to try and make it even more sustainable, more scalable, to impact more girls and reach more girls around the world. So that we're hoping that's going to launch in about February, and we'll see where it goes from there.
And what inspired you to get involved with this kind of work? Was there a moment that served as inspiration, or was it kind of a gradual series of things?
I would say I know there's all these change makers out there who have this one moment of this one epiphany that just completely and utterly galvanizes them to start something. I didn't have that one moment. For me, it was more of a gradual progression of thought. I got involved in community service when I was really young, and then 2 organizations in particular, Girls for a Change and Youth Service America, I was able to join with far more involvement. I became involved on their youth action teams and youth boards, and I was able to interact with a lot of youth from around the world who were doing amazing things to make the world a better place. And I began to realize that, we are a movement for change, that we can solve any problem, even the most intractable of issues, if we only work together. And every youth has the power to make a difference. One project in particular that I performed with Girls for a Change was raising funds and awareness for, about the Darfur genocide. And I came into contact with a lot of the girls there, and I just began reading more about women's related issues, talking to these girls, and I began to realize that, empowering girls is key to empowering like entire communities. And because I'm a girl, because I went to an all-girls school, it just made sense that I wanted to help other girls who were just like me, who had the same dreams and aspirations. I wanted to help them to fulfill their full potential, which is why I created Girls Helping Girls. I would say, I've given a few talks on this, and there are some like personal struggles that I went through that are unique to girls, that also spurred me to focus on girls only. But by and large, it was just this gradual progression of thoughts and multiple experiences that together motivated me.
Great. And, on this coalition, we're very focused on working across traditionally defined boundaries.
Well, I would say the fact that we are completely run by girls and girls only, there's literally no adult involvement, is pretty unique. We also work with all girls of all backgrounds. We've worked with girls in like juvenile detention facilities. We've worked with, girls in all sorts of neighborhoods in many different countries, in all sorts of situations, the most shocking and the most mundane, normal, day-to-day. So we don't discriminate with who we work with. We want to help and work with everyone.
What are some of the challenges you see facing youth in our generation?
So I know that youth are starting to increasingly gain attention and gain a better voice, but I feel as though even though the field of youth engagement, youth empowerment, youth voice is garnering swelling attention, I feel as though youth themselves are not being empowered or not being permitted to speak up and take action within this niche, within this field. So you have, again, like adults who are realizing the importance of youth service, of focusing on youth, of, engaging youth in civic participation and all these other components. But I don't see youth themselves as much speaking out or giving the opportunity to lead these initiatives, which is why I think what you're doing is really inspiring and really promising, because although it's important to reach out to youth, it's more important to treat them not only as like the recipients of service, the targets of service, but the doers, the change makers, the actors, the innovators, the thinkers. Let them design the programs, the initiatives. Let them speak up and carry them to the program to fruition. Like, I think that's an issue that needs to be addressed and that I'm concerned about.
Definitely. And the last question, kind of following up, you are obviously an inspiring story, got involved running a nonprofit, founding a nonprofit when you were 15. What advice do you have for other young people who want to get involved in their communities or youth mobilization or the political process? What would you tell them?
I would tell them just do it. There's going to be people who tell you that you're too young, that you can't, that you need to focus on school, on other things. But if you have a passion, then go for it. And I think that any person who sets their mind to anything can achieve that goal. So I would say the most important factor first is to understand what your goals are, what your interests are, where your passions lie. And once you understand yourself, once you have confidence in yourself, then you can do anything. And so I would say not to let other distractions, naysayers get to you.